Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we are pulling on the Family Ninja class banner. I was not expecting Diamant to be on this type of banner, but he was such a pleasant surprise, and I'm hoping we can get lots of copies today. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I want to start out by saying that I apologize if I do not sound the sparkliest today, but truthfully, I am not feeling the sparkliest. This has been an incredibly stressful week, and I'm currently going on like an hour of sleep, but I just honestly wanted to turn my brain off and do something that's hopefully fun, and so that is why we are here, and I'm trying to scrounge up as many sparkles as I can, but it's tough. So I'm really hoping that Ninja Diamant can help with that, because I think that he is the most amazing choice for this banner. So again, I'm sorry that I'm not very sparkly, but I am doing my best. And as for the plan for pulling on this banner, of course we're going to pull every green that we see, because Diamant is an absolute must pull for me. One day I would love to get him to +10, like it's definitely not going to be today, like maybe a year from now, but I absolutely love this alt and I want to get as many copies as possible. But I'd also love to be able to get the duo, because it's two of my favorite characters together. I love that they've finally done this, and they're also going to be crazy strong, so I feel like we have to get them as well. And if we get to 40 with nothing, we'll have to take Diamant just because he is my most favorite, but I really hope that we don't have to choose. And as for the other characters on the banner, I honestly just don't have any interest in them. Celine is perfectly fine, like not a character that I enjoyed when I played Engage, but the art is very nice and she will be strong, but I don't want to pull for her. And lastly, we have Tharja. I am not a Tharja fan, but I know a lot of people are, so I'm sure she's going to be very popular as well. But overall, I think it's a very good banner, and of course I'm happy for Diamant and Chrom and Lucina, and so hopefully we can get some of these characters today. And so with all that said, let's answer some viewer questions. And as always, if I don't get to yours, I am so sorry. I'll try to do it in a future one. And if you think of a question you want to ask me, just put it in the comments with #question, and I will be sure to put your question on my list. And so our first question today comes from Elroy, and they ask, assuming IS will do non-heroes characters for aided heroes, who do you want to see become an aided hero? So I am really thinking that they're not going to go for like real Fire Emblem characters in the... Oh my goodness, we got him. Oh my gosh, I am so relieved to see him. He looks amazing. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is minus attack, but I do not care. Honestly, like I can trait fruit him, or maybe we can get a merge because we are not stopping pulling greens. But overall, I am just so happy that he is here. But getting back to our incredibly lucky question from Elroy, I think that I was starting to say that I really feel like IS is going to stick to the OCs, but I would prefer that we go with some real Fire Emblem characters. And if I had my choice, I think that I would have to go with Xander, and maybe there's like a little glimmer this could happen because he is very much tied to Veronica in the story. But he is one of my all-time favorite characters, and I would love for him to get a new form with his own personal accessory. So if I had my choice, it would be him, or also Larachelle, because I always want Larachelle. But thank you so much, Elroy, for that incredibly lucky question. Okay, please be Diamant. Okay, Smoke. And we get a Ross. Okay, so let's back out and we can go ahead and answer our next question. And this comes from Riddy PR. And they ask, what is your opinion on the Shorekeeper in Wuthering Waves? And related to that, how do you feel about the English dub starting to allow their British voice actors to act in their native accents for playable characters? So as for your question about my opinion on Shorekeeper, I am so happy that she has been added to the game. Like, as a healer main, I was so tired of playing Verena, like you have no idea. I had to use her in every team, and she is truthfully like not one of my favorites, but I am so happy that I can now use Shorekeeper. And it actually was quite a struggle to be able to get her. I was incredible. Oh my goodness, wow. Oh my gosh, you know what? I love Byleth, so I'm happy with this. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is minus attack, but I'll take it. And you know what? It is also a scam bubble, so hopefully that'll work in our favor. But getting back to our very lucky question from Riddy, I think I was saying that I was so unlucky when I was pulling for Shorekeeper. Like, I went all, oh my goodness, Gaspar. You know what? I want to +10 him, so I am so happy to be able to start a merge project. But getting back to our very lucky question, I was saying I was so unlucky with Shorekeeper. Like, I went all the way to Pity, lost my 50-50, then had to go all the way to Pity again. But I was able to get her before the banner ended, and she puts in so much work for me. Like, I love everything about the character. I think her gameplay is excellent. I think her design is lovely. And I also love the voice work as well. And I think that kind of goes into your second question about the direction for the voice actors. I'm really happy that they're allowing them to use their accents. First of all, because I think it just sounds more natural and the acting's a little better, but also because I just love accents. Like, if my entire game could sound like Xenoblade, I would be so happy. So I am really happy that they're going in this direction. But thank you so much for that very lucky question. Okay, please be the duo. Okay, Smoke. Never mind. Okay, so let's back out and we can go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Aura Mage. And they ask, what is your favorite outfit design for each CYL? So I'm hoping that I don't miss any years because we've had a lot of Chooser Legends at this point. But if we're starting with year one, actually very easy choice, I would go with Lucina. I just think that the outfit is beautifully detailed and really goes well with her color scheme, so I would have to say her. And then for year two, it actually gets a lot tougher because I truly feel like it's a tie between Hector and Ephraim. Like, both of them, I just feel like were really good like throwbacks to things from their respective games. Like, I love for Hector that his is a throwback to his brother, and for Ephraim, his dad, and I just think it was really beautifully done for the both of them. So it's a tie. And then after that for year three, I think that was the year with like Ellawood and Alm and Micaiah. And I would have to go with Micaiah because she is the sparkliest of them all. And then after that, I'm pretty sure that was the Fodlan year, and a very easy answer, I would go with Claude. And I think that part of it is my bias, but I also think it's just absolutely beautiful art. And then after that, I would have to go with Marianne. And I feel like that was a little bit more controversial. Like, a lot of people didn't like the art, but I loved that they went with the dancer theme. And I actually think that her special art is some of the prettiest in the game. So I would have to go with her. And then after that, I think that was the year with like Crom and Tiki. And I would have to go with Crom because he was one of my most awaited characters to win. And everything they did exceeded my expectations, so definitely him. And then after that, I would definitely go with Corrin for the following year. And then after that, I think we're up to our most recent CYL. And I've talked a little bit about this, but I wasn't thrilled with a lot of the art this year. But if I have to pick somebody, I would actually go with Robin. And I feel bad saying that because I do think it is good art, and from the neck up, I am so happy with it. But the fact that they recycled the outfit from like male Robin made me really disappointed, and so that's why it's like a little bit lower on my list. But still, she is my favorite of the four. But thank you so much for that great question. And we get a Merrick. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull these color lists. Hopefully one of them is the duo. And let's go ahead and answer our next question. And this comes from Scapiro, the one-winged penguin. And they ask, how do you feel about Fodlan Heroes now getting Resplendent attire starting with Dimitri? And which Fodlan hero would you like to see get Resplendent attire in the future? So as for the first question, I think it's nice. Like, I like Dimitri's new art. I do use it over the old art. But I also feel like there are a lot of older characters that need fixed, and I feel bad saying that, but I do feel like there is some art that doesn't fully capture the character, and they really could use an upgrade. So like characters like Olivia and Lissa and Gwendolyn and Claire, like I feel like they could use some different art, and not to say that the artist is bad, they're not, it's just I would like to see something different. And I would like to see that before more of the Fodlan characters come out. But as for your second question about who I would want to see from Fodlan, this is totally my bias, but I want to see Claude. Like, I do love his regular art. I think it's really good, but I'd also love to see a new interpretation. And at the end of the day, if I don't like it, I can just go back and then I'll still have the stats. And so that is what I would hope for. But thank you so much for that great question. Okay, please, please, please be the duo. Never mind. And we get a Saul. Okay, so let's back out. We have just a couple of pulls left, so hopefully we can clutch out either like a Diamant or the duo. So we're just gonna keep our fingers crossed. But let's go ahead and see if we can sneak in another question. And this comes from X Vibra. And they ask, is there any character in Fae that you feel IS got wrong, whether it's skills, stats, or playstyle? Yes. I feel like there are a bunch of characters that fall into this category, but I feel like the top two on my list are probably Seth and Titania. Like, both of those characters were so strong in their respective games, and they are just so not in Fae. Like, I know you can make them good with skill inheritance, but I feel like they have not been done justice, and for Seth in particular, I would really love to see him get an alt in the future. And there is one other character that sort of fits the bill for this, maybe not so much in Fae, but also in Engage, and that's actually Lynn for me. Just because I always associate her with sword masters, and for some reason, like, she has a bow in Engage, and I feel like they've done it a couple of times in Fae, and I would like for them to go more back toward the sword master course in the future, and I'm sure they will because it's Lynn. But yes, I think that those are at the top of my list, but thank you for that great question. Okay, please be the duo. Or not. And we end with Elise. Okay, so let's back out and we can go ahead and do our Spark. And I so wish that we could take a Diamant merge, but I really want to get the duo, so we have to do this. Oh my goodness. They are adorable together. I'm so happy that we're able to get them. And we get the thing. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end things here. I got everybody on my wish list, and if you guys are pulling on this banner, I hope you get everyone you're looking for. And I also want to say a big thank you to everybody taking the time to submit questions. I really appreciate you supporting the channel, so thank you so, so much. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.